Namaste. My name is Nirpa Raul. I've been following Swamiji from 2010, and this is my first video response to the case of Sarah Landry, who has hurled a lot of accusation against Swamiji and the Sangha. Let's start from the first topic of brainwashing, which is quite a laughable topic, I think. I think we all of us have a deep sort of love and hate idea about this brainwashing, because we know that everything in this world has brainwashed us in some way or the other. Our parents, our family relatives, people around us, politicians, business people, media people, TV, books. Everyone want to sell their idea of life, the idea of relationship, life, money, finance, marriage. We're brainwashed from the very young age. Although we know that we are free being, but still we can't get help not being brainwashed constantly by society, because we don't see the space and motive behind them initially. It takes us a long time. Now the fundamental question about being brainwashed is, there are, I think, two components into this. One is whether you are being coerced, you've been forced, you've been tortured physically, mentally, psychologically to come into conclusion or to do something. Then I will say that it will be upheld in the court of law. Otherwise, when we decide to before, for any person to go from Canada to India to do a program, you need to make hundreds of decisions. You need to make a date, you need to organize tickets, agents, money, person, transfer, all these things. You need to do a lot of responsibilities and actions. And these actions are not forced by someone, it's our conscious decision. So we cannot say that someone is brainwashing me. It's our decision. We have taken the responsibility of going there. And she came to the program and did 2 programs initially, and then stayed there for some months, and then she doesn't like staying there. She went back to Canada and started YouTube program with the blessing and motivation and breakthrough advice from Swamiji. And she did a lot of preaching on the YouTube, and quite worked hard, I guess, and she had a good following in YouTube. And I'm sure that is they started from the framework of Swamiji's teaching. So, but then the problem is we don't have problem with this. See, whatever people want to do, that's okay. But then problem starts when you start changing your narrative all of sudden in a night. That's where the question of what is the motive behind it. Why will you do that? Because she went back to, she actually started taking the robe of sannyas, of monkhood, twice. Left and again requested Swamiji, and again took the robe and dress of sannyas, taking the vow of non-attachment, detachment from family, relationship, money and everything. And again she broke the vow and then went back to living normal life. And after actually leaving the Sangha last year, she has made at least 3 or 4 videos where she has where she has commented that Swamiji actually blessed her going, he would not hold her there against her wishes, because she wanted to live her normal life and do so, those jewelry business or whatever she wanted to do. And she still revered him as a guru and enlightened master. Constantly she is saying that for a few videos. If there was some sort of negativity and all the accusations she's making now, why wouldn't she made? Because she's making these videos in Canada where there's no one. There's no Sangha, there's no coercion, there's no force, there's no fear. So she could have made videos then. Why wouldn't she make that videos? Instead, actually she's deleting all the videos that she's made and supported Swamiji and the mission and Sangha after leaving the Sangha. She is now deleting. So that there is a motive. Why is she deleting those videos? If she was pretty sure what she is doing right now is good, no one needs to delete the old videos. That's a big question. Second thing, she's got the whole thing is, as we understand from the scene, it's kind of like investigation was being brought on against her for the bit of suspicious activity, I will say, because I will not say what accusation is being charged, because the investigation is going on in the court of law, so I will not say what exactly it is. And she smelled that, she knew that from her close friends and family. So, and then she started going all attack to safeguard her, or to safeguard her ego, whatever. And then she just overnight changed her whole stand against Swamiji and Sangha, and just bringing all those issues that she always, probably had some doubt, but she was okay with that. See, it does not take any person, any adult sane person, more than few days or weeks, maximum month, to understand some organization that you're in is involved in fraud, cheating, and violence. You will just know it. The way they're handling money, the way they're talking, dealing. You'll just immediately come out and you will expose them. You do not go back and forth, made hundreds and thousands of videos, live sessions, and get injuries and be happy and eat those foods. And suddenly you are now saying, no, it was all brainwashing. The whole thing is a complete lie. Complete fabricated lie. Because the public, as I mentioned earlier, has fascination with this word brainwash, because we don't like it, honestly. The reality is, the truth is that the divine teachings, the truth is the ultimate layer of brainwashing. Yes, it is in a kind of way brainwashing, but it will wash us from all the dirts and poisons and corruption that has happened in our body and mind from every sections of society, unconscious society, people who have brainwashed us with their blinded ignorance. That is the final layer of washing we need to do in our life. That's what all spirituality is about. That's what the real enlightenment is about, and that's what Hinduism or the Sanatan Dharma is about. That's what we are all aiming to completely wash ourselves with all the negative ideas, perceptions that we have inherited from society, from every corner of society. That's my first argument. Second thing, the power manifestation. It's just so amusing to see her arguments. See, this power manifestation science that Swamiji is bringing is the most amazing, most blatant manifestations of powers, and like materialization, teleportation, third eye powers, hundreds of third eye powers. Not only he has demonstrated from 2002 since his public life, but now last 5 years he's been openly initiating thousands of people from all over the world, and they're manifesting it openly. They've actually documented so many of these powers in live videos and satsangs. They're inviting scientists and Guinness Book of World Records to demonstrate that, and it has been documented. It's not, you can just verify it. You can go there. There's an ashram. I've been there many times, and I've seen it happening. And people, they just comment because someone else is saying. I think this should be the most interesting case. If this case of this power manifestation goes to the court, because it will be one of the case in the history of the world. Because he is a man who is not just manifesting, but helping people to manifest. And still people have a doubt. Doubt is valid, I will not say you don't have a right to doubt. But before you doubt, you have to have some sort of, you have to cause the other person's upbringing, his attitude, what is he doing, and check them yourself before you give your opinion. It's easy to say, I don't believe it, I don't want to believe it. Well, there's nothing we can achieve by not believing or believing. It's only the truth is what is happening and what is the truth, what is the science, that is all important. Whether what I believe or not believe is not going to make any change in the reality in people's life, in others people's life at least. For your life, it might change what you believe, but it doesn't change the reality. It doesn't change the truth, which is as it is. So this power manifestation is one science that will undoubtedly finish all the doubts and accusation on Swamiji, his mission and his teachings. It is 100% clear science. I have witnessed it. I have even manifested those powers sometimes. And I have used those healing powers and so many powers hundreds of times with utmost 100% result. It's my experience. I have seen it. No one can say it's a lie. I am living it. What do you mean I don't believe it? You believe when someone is depressed or I'm feeling sad, you believe it. And here I am saying I experience those states. I've experienced the healing states, healing energy working on others. You cannot just say no to it. It's my living experience. I'm witness to it. And thousands of beings are witness to it. It takes only the experimentation, witnessing, takes energy, time and courage. Just giving your judgment of I don't believe or I believe, whether you believe or not, it's not gonna make much change in the way we perceive truth. Truth has to be experimented, lived and experienced. Then only it can become a part of our life. It will help our life. And often, another accusation of the cult and all this thing. In reality, the definition of cult has to be defined here. In a way, all sorts of organizations and teachings, you can call it a cult. Anything that helps human being to achieve better life, peace in their mind, better understanding, less confusion, and uplifts our life, makes positive changes in our life, is what I consider as a wisdom, knowledge, information, truth, or the culture. If something is doing that is a knowledge. The difference between the cult and the religion and the culture is vast. The cult has a one person or one opinion which makes people believe that, whereas Hinduism is the oldest tradition in the world which has given rise to many multiple beliefs and philosophies. Sikhism, Buddhism, even Jesus Christ has been credited to come to India and learn the science of this inner science, the science of the consciousness and mind and psychology and human body has been a research subject in Indian geography for thousands of years. And they have written their experiences in lots of scriptures and books. And we have hundreds and millions of books. We have thousands and thousands of books on yoga, Ayurveda, astrology, cosmology, biology, consciousness, religion, administration. We had libraries and universities of books. It's unfortunate that we have lost some, but still we have got thousands of those books. All of this together with the experience of the masters, the inner world scientist who research in the field of mind, body, and consciousness. They experience is totality of that is what is Hinduism about, what is Sanatana Dharma, means the eternal principles of life. The name itself signifies that. The main books among all of these are, as you know, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Shiva Sutra, Bhagavatam, Upanishads, and Swamiji's every teachings are based on Shastra. He always quotes as the foundation of his teaching the Shastras, means the ancient scriptures written by masters and which has withstand the time thousands of years. It's been practiced for so many thousands of years. Anyone can read these books and make an opinion about them. Then only you can say whether this is what is it, where is it coming from. And these books have, you can easily find it online. So Swamiji has recently actually written a book called Living Enlightenment by Paramahansa Nithyananda. You can find it online. It is one of the rare gem in the spiritual literary library for the world. It is a compilation of his modern look on all the issues of life. It is a distilled knowledge from all the ancient scriptures of yoga and spirituality and mind and psychology from all our ancient scriptures. And you can find any problem in your life. You can just go through some pages and you'll find some answers from this book. And I'm sure the teachings of Swamiji's are so practical, so deeper and so clear. One day I'm very sure that it will be made course books in all libraries and universities and colleges. The day is not far. It is just a time that we, because I've never seen someone so clearly and so deeply and so easily explains all these terse and complex subjects on life, God, whatever that means, consciousness, body, mind, and connects them with our own life and life around. And this explains the utility value for our human life for modern times. And I have benefited immensely from them in every aspect of my life, be it relationship, be it health, be it my work. Actually, I have utilized Swamiji's teachings and cognitions and his knowledge and wisdom even in my work as a family doctor. I have utilized his techniques and methodology in helping hundreds of patients, and I have successfully bring them out from depression, insomnia, chronic pain, anxiety, panic attacks, and chronic diseases. Because the truth, the wisdom, real truth and wisdom is what we are all seeking. And real truth and wisdom alone will heal and help human body, mind, and our confusion of any kind. And that truth and wisdom applies for everyone, no matter who is he. If you have a body and mind, that wisdom and truth will help you because you're from the same planet. You're breathing the same air. You're occupying the same space. We are all the product of the same atmosphere, oxygen, and the food from the planet Earth. You might have different cultures and different way of thinking a little bit, but still in a organic comparison, we are all similar in a lot of ways. Even our bodies and hearts and lungs and liver work similar no matter where you are from. What's your opinion about different things? No matter which part of the world you are from, it works same way. So that's why the truth should be the benchmark for all this debate. And that's where I'm standing on. That's my strength. That's why the conviction that I'm with Swamiji. Because I have experienced all these things from him innumerable times. And fortunately I had a lot of friends and people who are close to Swamiji, and I'm regular in contact with them, and I know the insiders, mysticals happening around Swamiji all the time. See, people might have heard all these superheroes, Batman, Superman, or Harry Potter, but for us, this is a common everyday reality around Swamiji and around his close disciples and Gurukula students. They're just manifesting superpowers within the framework of logic or beyond that, because the miracles works in multiple dimensions, and they're happening now. What more can we ask from a guru or master or the incarnation? He's saying, here is just this power. I'm showing it, I'm exposing it to the public. This is happening after long thousands of years. The master is initiating a public into power manifestation. What more can you expect for your logical mind from a teacher? See, if someone, a master says, I can do this, there's a mystical phenomena, there's an energy 100 years ago, and if he doesn't manifest or show these powers, then you could have doubt them, you can ask them. But here is the master now, who is here, walking, living, and he is saying, I am showing this power, I am initiating people, and they are showcasing, you can experiment, come and experience us, come and do your scientific research on us, and prove it and use it for the whole world, and still you have got a doubt. That means either we have already got opinion about it, or we are brainwashed by people, or we don't want to see the truth. We don't want to experience that. That's where the issue is. Last thing that I want to probably mention about this whole thing is, this whole life has been considered as a big ocean of suffering, delusion, good and bad, bit of happiness. It's a vast ocean where everything is there. There are sharks, there are bulges, there are good and bad. And we are all traveling, and most of us are a bit suffering in a way or other. We're confused, we don't want to know about it, we're seeking, we're going in all different ways in our life in this big ocean of big cosmos of life. It's about different feelings, emotions. And because we are all confused, and here comes a captain, who sees us, we are just swimming on the ocean, and he wants to take us to somewhere in the paradise or place where we can all land on the land and live our life. And he comes with a ship, and we all of us, we're in the ship. Some are in the cabin, some are holding the ropes, some are in the upstairs, some are in the lower. But we are all there in the ship, and there are people in the ocean who are swimming and suffering and enjoying and suffering. And whenever with any masters, I've seen it, the big doubts of hurricanes and storms come across the sea. Whoever already has a doubt, has a negative ideas about their own seeking and spirituality, it is a cosmic taste. So the strong winds of hurricane, people will shake, and they'll just jump back to the ocean and leave the sea, where the captain is marching towards the land, towards the path of enlightenment. And here is a lady, who is in the ocean. Just imagine the ocean, and she is swimming and herself, drowning and she is asking people who are already in the ship to fall back, to jump back to the ocean. So this is what my problem is. if we have a certain doubt and we don't want to live that life, we don't want to go to the sea, it's our freedom to go and back, jump into the ocean and do whatever. But I think it's a crime against humanity if we pull those people who are earnestly seeking, who wants to go to land, who wants to travel with the captain, the guru. So that's why I see it as a big problem, because people take seeking spirituality very seriously, as much as you are serious about back in your ocean life, whatever you don't do. So we have to be very careful on which side are you going, to the sea or jumping back to the ocean. That's where it matters. So I request all my viewers to please make your assumption based on all the facts available and all the videos. There are so many thousands of videos. You should watch some videos on YouTube. He has the greatest source of satsangs and knowledge in the YouTube. He's the greatest masters that has ever done so much videos on all the spiritual topics that all human beings have question about. We all have those questions. I don't know there is one human being who doesn't have this question, but he may not be interested now, but he has questions about life, about body, about confusions, about all the issues, and we are all seeking questions and truth ultimately. That's what we're here for. And Swamiji has enough of the videos on every topic you can think of. Just watch few videos, meet people who have experienced these programs, and get initiated into some powers now, because he's inviting everyone in public satsangs, daily lecture, a divine lecture every day at 7 a.m. Indian Standard Time. You can get benefit, you can learn, you can experience what is the matter and make your opinion after that, but not based on some accusation of a lady who stays in 9 years and suddenly decided to turn against the whole ship and the people who are in the ship. Eventually truth will come one day. Surely it will, because truth percolates on its own. It can't be suppressed by any people anytime. It has never in the history it has been so. Truth is intelligence itself. Truth is God itself in our tradition. That's why we call it Satchitananda, means truth and bliss is the essential nature of God or the universal consciousness. It has to come, it will come. Let's wait. Let's make our assumption from the facts and truth and going a little bit deeper on this topic and save ourselves from falling back to the sea, and make informed, wise decision. I wish you all the best, and please, I'll make another video if there is any further questions, and I wish you all the best with your life and with your journey in your life, and all the best for you. Namaste.